testify. We had some people that weren't able to make it, whether they are south for the winter or just weren't willing to come out in the weather and had other plans. So I'd like to just read some of their comments as well. From Nancy and Rick Willenberg at 525 Rosie, they said, yes, do it right the first time. Whatever is passed, a real method of enforcement is the key. Until that is done, none of this will matter. From Linda Johnson at 2202 Winnebago Street, I would like to go on the record saying that it is my opinion that we have an abundance of rentals in the Crosse residential areas now, and several are not registered as a rental. I recommend that all private homes be required to register if they are renting rooms or property they own, which is designated as a single-family dwelling on the tax rolls. And from Barry and Mary Miller of 426 22nd Street North, we believe that the ad hoc committee spent much valuable time and effort in formulating its recommendations, but our impression from the 12:30 meetings was that in fact, they would have liked more time to refine their recommendations. If this would require an extension of the rental conversion moratorium, then we support that. Number two, from our observation, the moratorium exception process has been flawed, as it appears to not have adequately defined and considered hardship as stated in the moratorium ordinance. For example, a house on our street was recently purchased with the express intent of renting it out until a relative could come to the United States about a year to live in it. This is a hardship. It was certainly self-inflicted without afterthought, yet it was given an exception to the moratorium. By covenant and legal ruling, our neighborhood is designated as owner-occupied only, though it would take a lawsuit to enforce the rule. We would also understand that the majority of those seeking exception to the moratorium were already rentals, but not registered as such. Is there no consequence for ignoring the law? We agree with Jenna's positions. Strictly enforce current codes and zoning, expand codes and enforcement with clear expectations and standards, make results transparent and available to the citizens, online rental database, possibly, and continue the rental conversion moratorium until the city agrees on rules and enforcement. You've heard from me many times since I was on the ad hoc committee, but in general, I'd like to say that we can do better, and by extending the moratorium, or whatever you want to call it, that would give the city and the people that are invested in this process now the opportunity to do that, and I think that we could do that in a reasonable amount of time. So I would strongly encourage that the city actually extend that moratorium, because that's what the Jenna neighborhood would like.
Thank you. Are there questions?